Alright YouTubers, welcome back. As you can see, my garage is a total mess right now. We have disassembled a lot of this Z06 Corvette. If you need a part for your Z06, shoot me an email, let me know. And I might have what you need. Of course, you know the drivetrain, the engine, the transmission, the computer, they're going to go in my new car. But tons of parts to sell, so many parts. Alright guys, just a quick walk around what we've been up to. As you can see, the interior has been gutted. Dash is starting to be pulled apart. Dash pad's in pretty good shape, so that's going to go. That's going to sell. And I'm not going to go over all the parts with you guys, but you can see this rocker panel is trashed. I'm going to try to salvage this wiring harness. This is the main wiring harness for the engine. And I'll be doing the VATS delete and getting rid of some of the stuff I don't need, tidying it up, making it look nice for the hot rod. Over here, alright, so you can see, well, let's look at some frame damage first. Okay, so right here is where the frame was the worst. Yeah, remember the backhoe thing? We straightened a lot of this out, but there's still a big old wrinkle here. This still isn't quite right, so if you were going to try to salvage this, you'd have to straighten it a little bit more and probably weld some plates across this frame here and on the back side. Both sides would need to be reinforced to make sure that this thing doesn't bend again. I was just noticing that this thing is actually reinforced from the factory. There is this plate, it's a pre-shaped plate that is welded across here to help give the frame more support. And of course that's part of the area that bent. You can see over here the wrinkling. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but you can see the wrinkling on the frame, wrinkling up on top, the tear right over here. I showed you that tear last time. This piece here tore apart. So yeah, bam, that's where it bent. Other damage we found, there's a damage to the throwout bearing there, so we're going to replace that throwout bearing. The bell housing had all, well, I'll say 5 of the 6 bolts were ripped out of it, and the 6th bolt was really just kind of hanging by a thread. Once we straightened the engine out, you could back the 6th bolt out by hand once you have the tension off of the bolt. And that's what we're up to. We dropped the front cross member, so the whole engine is fixing to come out with the cross member. I've got my jack underneath the backside of this transmission right now, so I'm going to replace this jack with a furniture dolly so we can get this whole system here kind of rolling around on its own. Alright, so I think I've got everything's disconnected here. Fuel lines are done, wiring is unhooked, brake system undone. Yeah, brake system is undone. This thing should slide out. Let's give it a try here. And freeze. Okay. Alright, so with all the wiring out of the way, I'm just going to place some tape where I want to make my cuts. And I want to hang on to as much of the suspension stuff as I can, including this girdle here. I don't want to make my life too hard on myself, so I don't want this reinforcement. Go down there, crosses crease, a pretty good bend right here on the bottom, and there's a brace on the back side I'm going to have to cut. Such is life. Right through here, I said, this is the brace on that side. There I'm going to have to cut. And this will be my cut line right here, somewhere there. Like I said, it's not super critical. I just want to make sure I get all my pickup points for the front subframe. I am out of cutoff wheels for my electric grinder, so I'm going to have to use my air cutoff wheel. I really like the torque of the electric. I'm just going to have to crank up the air pressure to 100 psi and see if we can't power through this thing. I hope I have access here. Let's see how it goes. Alright, let's try something different. A couple of brand new shorty blades here. Let's see how these work. Rock and roll. Let's see the other side. Alright, well, I was just thinking, there might be a little bit of a spring in this front subframe because of the hit in the front. This metal could be under some amount of tension, and if I cut this, these rails may spread apart or go together. I have no idea. And so to make sure I maintain my steering geometry, I am going to go ahead and weld this piece of 1x1 square tubing to the back side of this frame. I'm not sure if that's going to clear the engine there or not. I may have to do something different later on, but at least this will get me the frame out in one section without distorting it. I may need to add a little U-hoop or something to the back and then cut this one off to get the engine back in here. But we'll find out, we'll see. First things first. Okay, so here we go. I'm not even going to clean the metal. I'm just going to burn it in as hot as I can. Ta-da! Okay, that's pretty crazy. Alright, well, you know what? I say screw the bracing for this front subframe assembly. I am just going to cut off the welds I just did. I don't need them because I've got these locating holes here. I'm just going to take a little tape, wrap around my bolt holes so that my bolts will center in these locating holes and bolt it down right there. And once I weld everything up on the new chassis, I'll have hopefully an 1/8 inch of freeway, free play allowance. I said instead of bracing this front frame section, I'm just going to put a bunch of tape around these locating bolts. Bolts are about 1/2 inch in diameter, and the locating holes are about 3/4 inch. So by doing this, I can try to center these bolts on that subframe and then just bolt it down. Tidying up the bolts here. That tape is a pretty tight fit, so that should be a great job of centering the frame section. Nice. Very nice. Okay. Alright, well, like I said, that's the end of today's episode. Like I said, right now this frame's a little tilted back. When I put it in the 72, we are going to be leveling this thing where it's supposed to be. Okay. So, that won't happen for a while. I still need to pull the rear subframe out and chop the car some more for parts. Gotta support this project. Make sure you give me a like, thumbs up, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and see you next time. Thanks for watching.